Hey there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with Cutlery putting together another quick video on a number of the ZT knives that I've been working on lately. A little bit of different modification going on some of these. We've got one 450 that we went ahead and carved up the blade, did some acid stone wash, and then hit with the wicked edge. All the hardware has been acid stone washed on that as well. And then the handle was done a high voltage blue with just a standard stone wash. But the real modifications that we're looking at in this video are going to be the 0762s that I have added the flicker mini fuller to. So I was able to go ahead and mill in a couple different size mini fullers to make it so you could flick it with that middle finger from the underside of the knife. So definitely a neat little modification. I had done two that kind of had an elongated spidey hole, but this is a little bit less intrusive as far as how it looks from the other side of the blade. Of course, there's no visible appearance at all. And on this side, you just have a nice, neat little slot done into it. So let's go ahead and look at each one of these kind of on its own. The first one has a little bit wider fuller in it. So it's been milled out in the area. Let's see. That is right above the lock bar. And what that does is really allows you to get that middle finger in there and give it a nice little flick. And really is very effective. So I am very happy with this. One of my complaints about the 762 is this flipper tab tends to be a little tough on the fingers. I have modified these flipper tabs just a little bit to take the edge off. But as I play with these more and more, being able to flick it from the underside is definitely the way to go on this one. So on these, I have gone ahead and polished out the titanium. This one has a purple, blue, bronze Superstorm on the titanium liner. Then the steel liner that is part of that double detent has been, actually this one does not have, well yeah, it does have the double detent. The steel liner has also been polished out to give you just a little bit extra flash. And then of course the lock bar and pocket clip have been polished and given the storm treatment. I like how you can see it in all the little cutouts. I went ahead and went with a purple bronze on the standoffs for the back spacer, and then of course that acid stone wash blade with a wicked edge on it. So like I said, these flip nicely with the flipper, but I was looking for a little different modification so people can deploy it a little bit easier. So this version has an even narrower fuller cut into it. So just a little less invasive than the other one. Just trying to get a feel for what size works. Honestly, they both work nicely. There's no problem with either one of them, but you get a nice little flick and just a little bit smaller window for the fuller flicker mod. This one is done in a high voltage blue that has green and bronze Superstorm. Again, everything polished out and anodized to match. And the steel inserts also polished as well to give it that little extra bit of pop. Lock up on these. This one looks like it's about 40%. And the centering is right on the money. I don't think I showed you the lockup on the last one. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So the lockup there, again, probably 40%, 40 to 50%. Centering is right on the money. And then we have just a standard blade that I went with a high voltage purple and did a blue bronze storm on. Same deal on the liners and the polished double detent. And of course, just your standard blade. So this one just deploys with the flipper, which has been modified slightly to make it so it's not quite so hard on the finger. I definitely like the design. This one fits in the hand very nicely, no hot spots, really lightweight. With all that carbon fiber, this is a lightweight handle with a little heavier blade, really a very workable blade. I am pretty happy with the overall design. If you're looking for a bigger knife that is a little bit lighter weight, this is definitely a good option for you. And then of course you can go back to the little bit smaller. Got that carved up 450 blade. Again, sharpened on the wicked edge after we acid stone washed it. All the hardware has been done up to match with the acid stone wash. Got a little bit of oil around the pivot. And we got a nice high voltage blue stone wash. And of course, deployment as it is always on the 450 is nice and smooth. Lockup is nice and early, probably about 20%. And that crazy carved blade is centered in there nicely. So these are just a few of the different knives that we have up on the website for sale right now. We will be doing more and more of the modifications on these 762s. Let me know what you think. Do you like the wider fuller flipper or flicker, or the more narrow? I think I'm a little bit more partial to the more narrow, but I wanted to put some different options out there. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.